So I'm going to make some pita bread, and this really delicious, versatile bread is very easy to make in a wood-fired oven. And I think once you've tried it yourself, you'll see it's far superior to anything you can buy in the supermarket. And the recipe I'm doing today makes about 8 to 10, depending on the size you want them. And you can either make them with all-purpose flour or a combination of all-purpose and whole wheat. So the ingredients are 400 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of whole wheat flour, 325 milliliters or 11 ounces of water, 1 packet of active dry yeast, 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 60 milliliters or 4 tablespoons of olive oil. So I'm going to add the whole wheat flour to the all-purpose flour, and then I'm going to add the salt, the sugar and the yeast, and I'll combine all those ingredients together. And I'm going to pour in the olive oil, and I'm going to add the water, and then bring that all together into kind of a shaggy dough. Then I'll sprinkle a little bit of flour on my surface, then turn the dough out onto that. And I'm going to knead that for about 6 to 8 minutes until it's kind of silky and smooth. And then once it's ready, I'll shape it into a ball, then put it in a bowl that's been lightly oiled with olive oil. Make sure it's completely covered with the olive oil, and then I'll put some plastic wrap on it and let it sit for about an hour and a half until it's doubled in size. When the dough has doubled in size, I'm going to lightly flour my surface again and then turn out the dough onto that, and I'll just press it down gently to create a large disc. Then I'm going to divide that into either 8 or 10 pieces and take each piece and shape that into a little ball. Put that on a baking tray, cover that, and let that rest about another 30 minutes. So I'm going to roll out each one to about 1/4 inch thick. And the thickness is important because once the bread is in the oven, the heat activates the yeast, and that produces the steam that will puff up the bread and give you that little pocket inside. So to make sure they're all the same thickness, I'm going to use these 1/4 inch pastry ones to roll them out. And then when I've done that, I'm going to let them rest for another 15 minutes, and then they'll be ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to cook the pita bread on the floor of the oven. So first I'm going to sweep it with the brush, and then I'm going to wrap a damp cloth around the peel and wipe it clean. So I'm going to place about 2 or 3 at a time in the oven and cook them for about 4 to 5 minutes, or until they're puffed up and a light golden brown. And as they come out of the oven, I'll keep them warm in a kitchen towel while I cook the rest of them. Fresh, warm, homemade pita bread is very easy to make, and they taste amazing. And they're just a great accompaniment to so many different dishes.